Hey there, Allie here with a quick reminder before you head into your New Year festivities. Now,
So, is leadership all about strategy and vision? Is charisma the ultimate influence? Is a leader's primary job to make decisions? Here's the deal. None of those are true. The secret sauce of effective and influential leadership is often far from what we conventionally believe, as proven by the neuroscience of influence. You see, your brain isn't a single unit, but a complex network of systems. There are two key players: the emotional limbic system and the rational prefrontal cortex. Now, you might think that logic and reason is the best way to influence others, and it is logical that you think that, but it is your emotions that rule the decision-making roost. With that in mind, there are three methods that I will share with you briefly here on how to influence the decision-making in others and inspire them into action. Method number one, the primacy of priming. Here's what we think. Conscious thoughts determine actions. But here's the reality. Subconscious cues often sets the stage. Before a meeting or negotiation, subtly introduce ideas or themes that you'll later capitalize on. A well-placed word or image can activate specific neural networks, priming your audience to be more receptive. This is called priming, and with it, you can steer conversations that lead people to conclusions of their own more effectively. Elon Musk, the founder and CEO of SpaceX, has always been clear about his mission to make humans a multiplanetary species, with Mars as the first stepping stone. While this idea seemed like science fiction, Musk has effectively primed the public, his team, and investors for the concept of making commercial space travel an accepted idea. He normalized the extraordinary with every successful launch and landing of SpaceX rockets. By the time he presented the SpaceX Mars program, the already primed audience was more willing to consider this audacious plan. Method number two, leverage emotional contagion. Here's what we think. Emotions are private experiences. Here's the reality. Emotions are contagions, and as contagious as the common cold. Emotions propagate through the social tribe species. Have you ever noticed how one negative person can poison an entire team's morale? Conversely, a leader's enthusiasm can elevate an entire room. Be mindful of your emotional state. It is more infectious than you think. You brighten or dim a room before you even open your mouth. Oprah Winfrey, the media mogul and philanthropist, has a gift for connecting with people. One of her most effective tools is her ability to leverage her emotional contagion. Her enthusiasm and sincerity are infectious when she speaks about empowerment, self-improvement, or philanthropy. When Oprah launched her own network, it initially struggled. However, her unflagging optimism and emotional outreach through interviews and shows led to a positive shift in audience sentiment and eventually the network's success. Here's method number three, example setting. Use the power of our built-in unconscious mirror neurons and inherent compulsion of mimicry. Here's what we think. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Here's the reality. Imitation is automatic and unintentional. Here's what leaders need to know. Your people don't listen to you. They unconsciously stop listening to authority figures as teenagers and still unconsciously, rebel against what they are told to do by authority figures. But what they can't help doing is watching. And leaders, you need to know you are always being watched, and your attitudes, mindsets, and behavior will be mimicked unconsciously. Which means if you want to change the attitude, mindset, and behavior of those you lead, you need to demonstrate it. No need to preach about it. Often that actually hurts more than it helps by causing people to rebel. It will be your demonstration, not your oration, that will change the culture around you, be it around the conference table, the Zoom room, or the dining room. Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, is one of the most successful investors and leaders of business of all time. Beyond his financial acumen, Buffett leads by example in his simplicity, transparency, and long-term focus. Buffett still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500 and is known for his frugality and straightforwardness. This sends a powerful message to his team and to shareholders about the values he considers important. Buffett's annual letters to their shareholders are another example. They are models of transparent communication, filled with plain spoken wisdom, humility, and a focus on long-term fundamentals, setting a tone for both his organization as well as investors. In wrapping up here, here's what to unlearn and what to relearn. Leadership is not about eloquent speeches or Ivy League strategies. It's about understanding the human mind, yours as well as theirs. Don't focus solely on what you have to say. Focus on how it will be received and processed at the neural network level. Here are your 3 takeaways. Number 1, priming. Use subconscious cues to direct thinking and set the stage for eventual conclusions and courses of action. And number 2, emotional contagion. Be cautious. Your emotional state is more infectious than you think. Be cognizant of the emotional energy that you bring to every encounter. Are you brightening the room or are you dimming it? You do infect and affect others. And number 3, example setting. Use the automatic mirror neurons of those around you to fast track their behavioral change. Use it to set the example that you want to be mimicked by those you lead and influence. Remember, leadership isn't just a role, it's an ongoing experiment in human behavior. What neuroscience method of influence will you try first? Make some notes in your Darren Daily Journal and then share that with us in the comments below. And if you want to learn a lot more about how to become a positive influence to those around you and learn to communicate and lead others into positive action, be it at the office, at church, on the sports team, or in your neighborhood, I encourage you to join us on the hero's journey that we'll be taking together starting soon. It's the greatest growth adventure you could ever take to develop into a modern leader. And there's no greater investment that you can make in yourself than growing into a person of positive influence to those around you.